everybody joining us. My name is Maggie. I'm subbing for Amber this morning. I'm here based in Chicago. It's a gloomy day here. Hope it's going to be sunnier wherever you are. We're going to find a nice deep bend in the knees, still reaching for that floor. As you exhale, you'll press to the heels, rolling up through the spine here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale of the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, reaching down for that floor. We're going to bend through the knees here, walking the hands all the way out to a full plank. Pause here in that plank, or go ahead and take your first push-up of this morning. Then bending those knees, pushing yourself back to your feet. We'll roll up through the spine, reaching for the sky. Little plank walkouts here as we roll from the top of the head down to the floor. Bending those knees, walking it out, pressing out to that full plank, finding that plank or push-up, and then bending the knees, pushing yourself all the way back up to standing, reaching back up to the sky. Just a little nice slow movement here to get ourselves started. Beautiful. For those that joined us late, we are going to need a slider or a washcloth if you have it, and then a light set of weights. We're in these plank walkouts for just another 15 seconds. You'll meet me out in that nice strong plank here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's walk out to that plank, finding that nice stable position here. We're going to inhale, lifting that right leg, pulling it up through center to find a nice lunge stretch. You're just in this nice, beautiful lunge stretch. That front leg is in a nice 90-degree angle. Back leg is straight, pressing into that foot. As you exhale, we'll lift that right arm up to the sky, finding a nice deep twist. And then inhale, bringing that hand back down to the mat, taking that right leg to meet your left. We're back in our plank here. We're just going to take nice slow knee walks here, just tapping that right knee down, then that left knee, staying up in this plank. If this is a bit much on your wrist, you can always drop to those forearms. If you'd like to come down to the knees, lift those toes to the glutes and just take shoulder taps here as well. Lifting one hand to one shoulder as an option. Beautiful. You've got just 15 more seconds here. Then we press back out to that plank, bringing our left foot forward for that opposite lunge stretch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting that left leg, pulling that knee in to find your nice lunge stretch. 90-degree angle here, extending that back leg long. Deep breath, opening that back hip flexor. As you exhale, let's find that deep twist, reaching that left hand up to the sky. Deep inhale here. And then bringing that hand right back down onto your mat. Extending that left leg long, finding that plank one last time. We've got 15 seconds of mountain climbers. Let's drive those knees into the chest, picking up our speed here, getting that heart rate going. That's it, you guys. Just another 10 seconds. You've got this. You press back to that downward dog in 3, in 2, and 1. Extend both legs, pressing into the hands, pulling those hips high. Let's find that nice tented position here. Lifting those hips, stretching the backs of the legs. Go ahead and pedal out the feet, finding a nice little calf stretch here. Hopefully your body is starting to feel nice and warm. That's it, guys. We'll walk those hands back to the feet here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands back to your feet. bending through the knees. We'll find a nice roll up through the spine. Now is time to grab for that slider or your washcloth. We're going to step that right foot forward, pressing our left toes into that slider. We're getting into first lunge. If you know where we're headed, you have the option to grab for those weights just to add a little extra on at any time. If not, we're going to find those hands at heart center or on our hips. We're dropping back into a full lunge. As you inhale, you're going to extend that left leg back, bending through that right knee, dropping into that nice lunge position. As you exhale, we drive through that right heel, lifting ourselves back up, straightening that right leg, keeping that pelvis stable as you drop down towards the floor, finding that nice stretch, and then pressing through that right leg, lifting all the way up. As you'll notice very quickly, it's much easier to slide that back leg if your weight is shifted forward into that right foot. So shift 90% of your weight forward into that right heel as you press and lift back up. If you have any knee stabilization issues, you're just going to find a little bit less range of motion here. Really focus down on that back of the leg is what's powering you to come right back up to standing. Nice, guys. Think about those 3 points of contact of your foot. I want you to have 1 point driving through that heel. That's going to be where most of your power is coming from. But to stabilize, we need to think about the ball of the foot as well. On both edges of the ball of foot, gluing that to the floor so that we're pressing into the full foot. That's it, you guys. Looking good. See if you can get 1 inch lower here for our final 15 seconds. We're reaching that back leg nice and long, finding that nice lower. Awesome. You're going to meet me down in your lowest lunge, keeping that weight in the right foot here in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find that lunge. Shift your weight just a little bit forward into that right foot. We're bending and stretching lunge crunch here, extending that back leg, controlling as you bring it right back in. Exhale, press it back. Bring that left toe in towards your right heel and then press it right back. Just like if we were on those fit formers, we'd just be bringing that carriage back to the front platform and then pressing it right back out. Challenge here is to stabilize that right leg. See if you can get that 1 inch lower. You meet me in that crunched position here in 5, in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Crunching. And we've got little pulses down an inch, up an inch. We're here for just 7 seconds, guys. You've got this. We stand all the way up in 3, in 2, and 1. Press all the way into that right leg and go ahead and shift yourself forward. That towel or slider is still under your left foot. Hands are on the hips. We're going to find ourselves in a nice parallel position. You're going to extend this left foot forward. If you're a dancer, that's a nice tendu forward. We're pressing that leg long in front of us, maintaining parallel hips. We're going to sweep that leg out to the side and then all the way back. As you exhale, we lift, finding that nice half circle out and around, bringing it right back forward. Opening that leg, feeling that outer thigh engage, and then the glutes engage as we get to that back diagonal, extending back. Nice, guys, stabilizing in this right foot. We don't want to let our hips fall off. We're lifted nice and tall as this left leg just moves backwards and forwards, keeping the knee facing the front at all times. See if you can find this a little bit slower, breaking down each muscle, finding that engagement. We've got just 15 more seconds here. Reach it out. Nice, guys. Keep this up. We meet with that leg forward in 3, in 2, and 1. Lift that leg just 1 inch. Lower it back down. Little lift, engaging that quad. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Nice job, guys. You're here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab that slider, bring it right back under your hips. We're coming back to that hip width distance apart, dropping into a center squat here. We bring those hips back, sitting in that invisible chair. Exhale, press to lift back up. Nice and easy here. We're just finding that center. Weight is equally between 2 legs. We've got 15 more seconds here. Then we're going to open those legs up just a bit more, keeping the legs in parallel, so knees and toes facing forward, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Use that slider to slide those legs out just a little bit past hip width distance apart. We still drop that tailbone back, finding that invisible chair behind you, equal weight in both feet. Having the slider under our left leg is going to encourage our stability muscles to really engage here. You're going to want to slide that foot a little bit. Keep it nice and stable. You've got just 10 more seconds here. You meet me at the bottom for a little pulse before we take it to the second side in 3, 2, and 1. Let's find that lowest squat. Little pulse up an inch, down an inch for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it out, shake it out, you guys. Beautiful job. We're getting right into the second side. That right foot is going to take the slider. Left foot comes standing on your mat. Finding your hands on hips at heart center, or using those weights if you did on the first side. We drop down into that full lunge, getting started right away, driving into that left heel to press yourself back up to standing. Stabilize those hips. They drop straight down. As you exhale, pressing and lifting through the core to help you lift those legs right back up. Nice, looking good, team. Let's keep this up. You're starting off so strong this morning. We're going to keep this going for the full class. I love it. See if you can get that 1 second slower. Finding that little nice low position, maybe a 1/4 inch lower with each rep. Challenging your depth here. Nice, guys. Engage the back of the leg. Awesome. You meet me down low for that lunge crunch in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find that nice low lunge to start. We find a slight further hinge in the upper body as we bend that right foot in. Exhale, press it back out. Inhale, bring that knee in. Exhale, extend long. Bring it in. Press it back out. Awesome, guys. You've got this. Can you get that 1 inch lower? Looking good. Keep that balance. Keep those 3 points of the foot stabilized on our mat. You meet me in that double crunch position in just 15 seconds. We've got that little pulse out before we take it into our nice rond de jambes, little half circles of the leg, meeting me crunched in 3, in 2, and 1. Bring it in, 1/2 inch up, down. Bring it up, pulse it down, burning out that left glute. Can you get to that lowest point? Find that 1 inch lower, you got it. You're here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it all the way up, keeping that towel underneath your right foot now. We've got those half circles. I'm gonna give you guys a side view here. We extend that right foot long in front of us. On the slider, we open up to the side, keeping that knee facing the front. Feel that outer thigh engage. As you bring it behind you, you engage that glute, and then bringing it right back, finding that stabilization, opening out to the side, sweeping it forward. Check in with that left leg. Is it stabilized, lifted tall? Hands are on your hips, keeping those hip bones nice and equal as you move all the way around that leg. Awesome, a little ballet this morning, because why not? We've got just 15 more seconds here. Let's see if we can find it 1 second slower, finding a little bit more space in that hip joint, opening up those legs. We find that center squat once more with that towel or slider underneath your right leg here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I lied. Extend that leg forward in front of you. We've got those little lifts, lifting up just a couple inches and tapping it back down. Last little bit before those center squats. Engaging that quad to find that length out of the toe and lifting up through that left side. We're here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now drop that foot onto your slider. Let's find those feet hip width distance apart once more. We've got our center squat. Dropping down into that invisible chair. I want you to think like someone's got a resistance band around your waist, pulling you back to keep those knees behind your toes, but still tracking on the same line. If you were laser pointers, they'd be going right over your toes as you drop down to that squat, pressing back up. Nice, looking good. We open these feet out to slightly wider than hip width distance, keeping with this center squat here in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slide that right foot out just a bit. Equal weight in both feet as we drop back into that center squat. Toes and knees are still facing forward. Knees are tracking right over those toes, but staying nice and behind them. You've got someone pulling on your hips backwards, bringing you into that invisible chair. Nice team, let's keep this up. You've got just 10 more seconds, then you meet me in that lowest squat for our little pulse to finish. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop into that squat, little pulses, up an inch, down an inch. Lowest point here. We're here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it all the way back up to standing and shake it out. Go ahead and set that slider off to the side. You won't need it for a little bit. And then go ahead and unfold your mat if you did fold it in the beginning. We're gonna come kneeling down onto the mat, right knee down, left leg extended, and we'll find our hands behind our head. We're gonna get into a little oblique work. As you inhale, we're gonna lift the head nice and long, reaching up and over away from that leg, and then exhale, lengthening as you come back to center. Inhale, lift up and over. Exhale, reaching up through center. That's it, everybody. So I want you to pretend like you're sitting on that back platform. We've got that left leg underneath our mermaid strap as we're reaching up and away from the reformer, getting these obliques nice and engaged. You're sliding between 2 panes of glass here, just lifting over and coming back through center. Awesome. Looking good. Let's keep this up for just another 15 seconds. You'll take it up and over towards the right for a little pulse out in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lift up and away. Option to extend those arms. We've got a little pulse out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it all the way up. Cartwheel those arms up and over towards your left leg, and extend that right leg up and over. A nice little side stretch. On your next exhale, cartwheel those arms back around and lengthen down that right hand to the mat. We're gonna lift this left leg here, flexing those toes, making sure that knee is facing forward. We exhale, lift to hip height. Inhale, lower it back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Bringing it right back down. Nice, guys. Looking good. Modification here is, of course, just to take it a little bit lower, finding that engagement through the outer thigh. If your knee is bothering you this morning, you can always come down onto your sideline and then find these nice little sideline lifts. Looking good. You'll meet me up at the top here in just 15 seconds. We'll take just a little circle of the leg back before popping out into our side plank. Meeting me up at the top of this lift in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's find that side lift. We've got little circles of the leg back, keeping that knee facing forward. Just a little glute circle here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen that leg even further to come all the way down onto your mat. We're going to extend that right leg to meet it, finding a nice side plank. If you have any wrist issues, you can always come down onto your forearm. We're starting off with just a little hip dip, dropping those hips 1 inch. Exhale, lift it even further. Drop those hips, lift it even further. Nice, guys. You always also have the option to come down to your knees, finding that modified plank. Same movement here. You're still getting those right obliques engaged. Beautiful. Taking whatever you need this morning. We've got 10 more seconds of hip dips. We hold for 10, and then you're out of the side plank. So let's stay nice and strong. Holding here in 3, 2, and 1. Find that highest side plank. Maybe try and extend that arm. Nice, Jessica. Awesome, guys. We lower the legs down to the mat in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, drop it down, shake it out. We're gonna come all the way down onto our mat, getting ready for a little bridge. Go ahead and make sure that those weights are easily accessible, and then laid back down onto your mat. Both feet are pressing into the floor, knees are up to the ceiling, arms are just down by your side. As you exhale, we're gonna start with a nice pelvic tilt, lifting the pelvis off the mat, then the low back, the mid back, and the upper back, finding this nice lift. As you take an inhale to prepare, you're then gonna exhale starting at the top of your spine, rolling all the way back down, and then lowering that pelvis, finding that neutral spine all the way at the bottom. Starting with the tuck of the pelvis, exhale, press all the way up to lift. Inhale to prepare, and then exhale, finding that nice roll through the spine, lengthening out, and then lowering the pelvis all the way back down. Awesome. We've got just about 15 more seconds here in this basic bridge. Make sure those knees are staying pointing up to the ceiling, equidistant between the legs, engaging those inner thighs up at the top. We're gonna extend our arms up towards the front of the mat in 3, 2, and 1. As you lift the pelvis, you're gonna lift those arms up overhead. As you exhale, we roll through the spine, lowering the back onto the mat, and then finding a nice crunch up through center, little zombie crunch. Lowering the upper back, lifting the pelvis up to that bridge. Exhale, pressing everything back into the mat, and then finding that crunch. Added challenge to grab for those weights right now as we take this nice bridge, using the weight to press the arms back down by your sides and find that zombie crunch. That's it, guys. Nice. We're just taking this nice bridge into zombie crunch. This should feel like a nice massage on that spine. You're finding space between each vertebrae and then just keeping that core engaged, deepening that engagement even as you take that nice crunch. Beautiful. We'll meet with those arms down by our sides, getting ready for just a little zombie crunch here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pressing the spine into the mat, we find that zombie crunch. We inhale, lifting those arms just to shoulder height. Exhale, press and lift, bringing those arms down by your side. Inhale, lift up to that shoulder height. Exhale, press it back down. If you're ready for another challenge, let's go ahead and lift those legs up to tabletop. Exhale, press and lift. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. If you're like, Maggie, this is so easy this morning, go ahead and add on that leg extension. As you press those arms, those legs extend to 45. Inhale, everything comes right back home, back to that starting position. Looking good. Let's keep this up. We've got just 15 more seconds in this zombie crunch. You're gonna hold those legs in tabletop and grab for those weights if you have not already. You meet me in tabletop with those weights in 5, in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. Finding that tabletop, arms are extended up to the sky. We've got a little upper body work here. We inhale, opening the arms wide, finding that nice chest press. When you reach up to the ceiling, we're gonna turn the palms in, finding a nice chest fly, opening up, and then rounding, grabbing that beach ball, flipping the palms to face away, chest press. Exhale, lift it up, turn those palms in, find that chest fly. Let me turn it to the back so you guys can see it a little bit better. We open those arms wide, finding that nice chest press. Flip those palms into center, opening up with slightly bent elbows, and then exhale, pulling those hands back together nice and slow. Turn the palms away. We bend through the elbows, dropping them down towards the mat, pressing the hands back up to the ceiling, and turning the palms to face each other. Slight bend in those elbows as we open. Exhale, finding that nice rounded position, engaging through the chest. If those legs are up in tabletop, you're still getting some nice core work. That's a little bit much. You want to focus in on those arms. Totally okay. Just drop those feet down towards the mat. We're here for just 15 more seconds in this alternating chest press to chest fly. Then everybody's going to extend those legs all the way up to a 90-degree angle for a little chest press with leg extension in 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, reach those arms up to the sky, turn the palms to face the thighs, and extend those legs up to 90. As you inhale, we're gonna bend the elbows back down to the mat, extending the legs long. Exhale, everything press and lift up to the sky. Inhale, lower those legs, bend the arms. Exhale, press everything back up together. A little core and upper body. With these light weights, this is a little bit more difficult. The heavier weight you have in those arms, the more you're gonna have a nice equal weight distribution for that extension. So we're challenging ourselves this morning with these light weights. If at any time this is a little bit too difficult, I know it's nice and early, we'll just find those legs back in tabletop and then find a little toe dip towards the floor, pressing back up. Same engagement here, just a little bit less weight reaching away from the center. That's it, guys. Looking good. We lower those legs down to the mat and set the weights off to the side for a little bit more bridge in 5. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set those weights off to the side. Plant the feet back into the mat and extend the arms long. As you exhale, we're going to find 1 roll through the spine, lifting the hips up to that nice bridge position. We're in that highest bridge. We're just going to take alternating leg extensions, extending one leg up to the ceiling, pressing back into the mat, extending the opposite, pressing back in, keeping those hips stable as you lift and lower the leg. If this is a little bit, you want a little bit less here, just go ahead and take these little pulses up towards the sky, engaging those glutes and hamstrings. We've got just 15 more seconds here. Let's lift those hips 1 inch higher, engage that core, get your entire posterior spine involved, pressing those arms into the mat. Nice, everybody. We lower that leg, roll through the spine in 3, in 2, and 1. Equal out those legs, roll through the spine, and then extend arms and legs long. A little good morning stretch. Find that nice reach here. We're going to find our feet just hip width distance apart. Arms are extended overhead. As you exhale, we're going to take a nice roll up. So flex those feet, reaching the heels long. Exhale, reaching the arms up, tucking the chin. Using that exhale to roll your spine up, finding a little hamstring stretch. Engaging through the core, through those lower abdominals. We're going to roll right back down, extending the arms overhead. As you exhale, tuck the chin, roll it all the way up. Nice roll, spine, reaching forward. And then like someone punches you in the gut, we roll all the way back down and extend the arms overhead. Exhale, roll it up. We'll take just 2 more. Whew. I haven't done roll-ups in a week and I'm feeling this. Find that length, guys. You've got this. We've got just 1 more. Use that exhale. Lifting all the way up. And then find that nice hamstring stretch. Dropping your head down to look at your belly button. Finding a stretch through the posterior spine. We'll walk up our legs here, finding that nice roll up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're going to find a little kneeling position here for a little bit more arm work. So go ahead and grab for those weights. Find yourself in a nice kneeling position. We're going to find our elbows down by our waistline. Palms are facing up to the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to reach those arms forward, serve the tray. Inhale, bringing those elbows narrow back in by your side. Exhale, reaching it forward. Inhale, bringing it right back in. You're letting these weights just fall into your hands, stabilizing your wrists, one long line out the front of the fingertips. If you're wanting a little bit more challenge, go ahead and come standing on your knees so that you're getting that core involved. The closer your knees are together, the more core work you're going to get here. If you want to try just a little bit stabler, more stable, and still getting that core work, you're just finding those knees out a little bit wider. Nice. We're going to take this for just another 15 seconds, you guys. Last little chest exercise here. Then we're going to get into that mid back. No matter where you are, you're going to find a 45-degree angle, hinge forward, extending those arms in front of you in 3, in 2, and 1. So we hinge the body forward, bringing the palms to face one another. Very similar to what we did earlier. You're just going to exhale, lift those arms out, finding that nice rounded position. And then inhale, slow and controlled, bring them back to center. Exhale, let's engage that mid back, opening the arms wide. Inhale, close it back in. Really important here to keep that core engaged. We just did all those zombie crunches. Let's keep those ribs together, elongated out of our spine as we find the arms opening wide and coming right back to center. Nice. We meet in center, bringing those arms back down in front of you for a tricep extension in 5, in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping in this 45-degree angle, we pull all those elbows back. As you exhale, you extend those hands back away from you and then come back into that 90-degree angle. Bring it right back in. Check in with those shoulders, pressing them away from the ears, pulling them down and back as we extend those arms long and then bring them back to 90. Nice, you guys. If we were on the reformer, we'd have those shoulder rests right on our knees. We'd be leaning over and pulling those ropes away to open the carriage. Think about that resistance. Create it within your own body. Nice. 15 more seconds. Then we meet with those arms back, starting with a little pulse in of the hands in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend those arms long. Little pulses in, getting that mid back engaged, those lats engaged. Little pulses in. We switch this to pulses up in 5, in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that breath going, pulsing up towards the sky. You guys got this. I know those arms are fatiguing. Stick with it. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep those arms forward. Take a couple shoulder rolls, and then we'll set those weights down in front of us. Extending that right leg. We've got that mermaid on the second side. Taking those hands behind your head. We inhale, lift the head a little bit taller. Exhale, up and over, away from that right leg. We exhale, coming right back up to center. Inhale, lengthen away. Exhale, lift it back up. Just like those ronde jumps we took in our standing section, where your leg was taking that half circle. I want you to think that you're creating that same half circle with your elbows. As you lift up, you're finding that nice curve up and over. And then as you exhale, you're recreating that curve with your elbows. So there's a nice arch here, a nice lift before you lower. Nice. Mermaid should be all about that length rather than the crunch. We're finding that length in that right side and then lengthening it even more as we engage it. Beautiful. Awesome, team. We've got just 20 more seconds here. We'll meet up and over away from that right leg for our little pulses on the second side. Looking good. You've got just about 5 more minutes of work here before we take our cool down. So let's stay nice and strong. You're meeting me up and over away from that right leg for our pulses in 3, in 2, and 1. Meet me up and over. Option to extend those arms. We've got little pulses away from that leg. Keeping those hips stable here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach it up and over. Cartwheel those hands, finding that nice side stretch. Beautiful, you guys. Take a deep inhale here, lengthening that side body. As you exhale, we cartwheel over to the second side, shifting that weight into your left hand. We flex our right foot. Exhale, lift it up to hip height. Inhale, lower it to control. Exhale, lift, getting that outer thigh engaged. Inhale, lower with control. Nice. Remembering those modifications, if you need to come down onto the side body, that's always there for you. You'll still get that engagement in that outer thigh, that abductor there. Looking good. You meet me up at the top here in 15 seconds for those little circles of the leg back. Meeting me up at the top in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little circles, heel leads here, circling it back, checking with that core, keeping it nice and engaged. You're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen that leg even further. We bring that left leg to meet it, finding that side plank. Little hip dips right away. Down an inch, up an inch. Modifications, dropping down onto those knees, finding that nice side plank here, or bringing it down onto your elbow, full plank. Still in those hip dips. All modifications are tough this morning, especially at the end of our class when you're fatigued. Keep with it, stay strong. Let's keep nice and strong. Let's go. You've got just 10 more seconds in these hip dips. Can you get that 1 more inch? Then we've got a 15-second hold. You've got this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift those hips high, 15 seconds. That's it, you guys. Keep this nice and strong. We get to drop down towards those knees and grab for that slider in 3, 2, and 1. Release. Beautiful. I know that was a hesitant 1. You guys killed it. Grab for that slider, and we're once again going to fold our mat there in front of you if you don't have any other space like me. We're going to take 1 slider underneath our right hand. Left hand's going to come to meet it. We're going to find that modified plank here in center. Heels are going to reach towards those glutes. As you inhale, we're going to extend that right arm forward, finding a push up in the left arm, and then exhale, press to lift back to center. Inhale, extend that arm long. Exhale, press and lift. You're not here for long. We're finding just that press through that left arm. Regardless of how deep you get, I want you to find that length, using those lats to pull that right arm in, using those full arm to press yourself back up. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. You've got just 10 more seconds on this right side. We set that slider We slide it over towards the left and find a full plank position in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend both legs long. Neither hand is on that slider. You've got that full plank knee walkout here. Opposite leg lowers, opposite leg lowers. Option to come down to the forearms if those wrists need a little break. That's it, guys. 10 more seconds here. Then we drop back to those knees. We've got that second side of push-up. You've got this in 3, in 2, and 1. Drop to those knees, lift those heels to the glutes. Slider comes under the left hand. We extend forward. Exhale, press and lift. Inhale, extend. Exhale, press and lift. Beautiful. The more weight you've got shifted forward in the hands, the more difficult this is going to be. You need to bring those hips back just a bit. That is always an option for you. Looking good, guys. 15 more seconds. You've got this. That's what I love to see. Keep going, guys. Looking so strong this morning. We press both hands into the floor, finding that full plank one last time in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that slider out. Find that full plank. Option to find your forearms. We've got a little hold here. 30 seconds, guys. You've got this. If you want to lift one leg, I'll let you know when we're 15 seconds in. If you're in that tripod plank, you switch in 3, 2, and 1. That's it, guys. You've got 15 seconds. I know you can do this. Keep that focus on the breath. Keep that head long. Shoulders pressed away from the ears for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those knees down to the mat. Find them nice and wide, and then press back to that child's pose. Dropping the head down onto the mat, extending the arms long. Taking a deep inhale to the back body. Exhale, releasing the belly closer to the mat. Pulling those tailbones, your tailbone down towards your heels. Nice. We'll take 2 more breaths here, finding that nice length, opening up the back body. As you exhale, pressing up to that nice quadruped position here. We'll find a couple cat-cows. As you inhale, lifting through the belly, extending the spine up towards the sky, dropping the head down towards the mat. Exhale, rolling through the spine to arch the back up, reaching the chest forward, extending the head high. If you guys need to run, it is 8:20. We'll take just about a minute more of stretches here if you'd like to stay with me. Looking good, guys. We'll press back to the tailbone, finding a nice seated position in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and sit tall on that tailbone. Extend the legs long. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold, reaching those hands towards your legs. Tucking the head, looking back at the belly button to find that nice deep reach. As you exhale, we'll press through the hands, walking up the legs to lift ourselves up to a nice seated position. Inhale, reach those arms up to the sky, sweeping back down. That right arm is going to sweep across as that left arm tucks under it, stretching out those shoulders. Deep inhale here. Exhale, release the arms, opposite side. Inhale, reach those hands up to the sky. Sweep that left arm across as you tuck under with that right. Deep inhale here. Exhale, sweep back up towards the sky. We reach those hands up to the ceiling, finding a nice cactus, opening those elbows wide, opening up the chest. Deep exhale, releasing it all out. Beautiful job this morning, you guys. My name is Maggie. I'm subbing for Amber this morning. If you want to see a little more of me, I'll be back on Friday at 12:30.